These tall ladders have little elevators added to them. Sam is standing on it right now. So down here is where the White Being's mini teleport booth is. You'll see the teleport's unfolding animation in a moment, soon followed by the folding one. Sam and the team do not know how to actually activate the mini teleport, unfortunately, because if they could, they would perhaps be able to bring in here at least that other nearest White Being. The teleport, all teleports of all sizes by all the beings, black, white and red, are based on some kind of particle linkage, similar to quantum entanglement. So particles filling this mini teleport are linked with the same kind of particles inside the White Being's homeworld's mega teleport, the nearest big white one and the nearest mini teleport, white mini teleport, carried by some other White Being. Sam and the team figured that much, and these two monitors show all three linkages or connections and where they point to in the night sky. So all these beings constantly expand their territories. They send their biosphere searchers which cross vast distances on foot, so to say. And then these big teleports are left behind them every now and then, or when a biosphere is found, as they move on, reaching ever distant areas of the universe. More about the linkage would be presented through these chalkboards. It would be a simple puzzle. There are 6 boards in total and you would need to match them. Make 3 pairs to get the full picture. I'll show it. So the boards can be moved up and down, even completely out of the way. You get the picture. The sofas here, much like those in the library, are sometimes sat in by Sam and the old man through a bot, and they would have long discussions on various subjects, from physics to philosophy. The ladders to the left lead outside. Let's now check the news clips. We have 2 news channels down here.
Received more details about the downing of the Cessna. The pilot has been identified and sadly isn't the only casualty. His 3 daughters, age 1, 4 and 13, were with him. The long hesitation by the Air Defense Command and Control Unit's personnel to fire the missiles, as witnessed by many on the ground, makes full sense now. According to the statement by the French Defense Ministry released shortly after this terrible incident, the CCU personnel tried to persuade the pilot over and over again to turn around the plane and land, but unfortunately to no avail. The men kept ignoring their warnings, presumably believing they wouldn't dare take the Cessna down because of the children on board. The statement also mentions his oldest daughter was heard over the radio, and the child appeared somewhat aware of the dangerous situation they were in. Given these circumstances, understandably it was difficult for the CCU personnel to carry on with their orders. The statement further explains that the aircraft had to be taken down as it was the matter of national and possibly global security. The man, 45 years old, was the Chattereau Airport long-term employee and wasn't a licensed pilot, but an avionics technician. This explains how he managed to board the Cessna along with his daughters and take off. As for the motive, why he did what he did remains an unknown. We're yet to hear what his medical record says. According to reports from local media, quoting some of the neighbors, the man was a quiet type, but a good, gentle and loving man. He was a single father whose wife died several years ago from cancer. The French defense minister offered condolences to the family's relatives and friends, and urged everyone not to try anything similar so horrible incident like this doesn't repeat. Asked whether this incident will cause a delay or cancellation of the planned mission to analyze the ULO, the defense minister negated it and
I'll now let the inaudible clip play in its entirety. Okay, let's check the other news channel.
We also managed to reach some of the servants' relatives and friends of the deceased billionaire, including the pilot who regularly flied him and his children in the Cessna in question, and what they said brings more questions than answers. All of the interviewed individuals have said that as far as they know, the man had no piloting experience whatsoever and had no interest in it, none. As many are pointing out, the hacking claim doesn't hold ground that well for two reasons. Firstly, why did he enter the Cessna with his children without the pilot being called in, as claimed by the butler, who added that the pilot was always inside the plane prior to the billionaire's boarding, doing pre-flight checks? Secondly, why was the man sitting on the pilot's seat, instead on his own at the rear as he always does, also witnessed by the butler? Then again, without piloting experience, how did he manage to take off, to operate the aircraft? Assuming he had some, why would he fly the Cessna towards the ULO? And finally, why would he take his 3 children with him into closed airspace, and thus certain death given the circumstances? These are...
Okay, I'll let the inaudible clip play now. This pilot doing pre-flight checks animation turned out really nice. Okay. So you would climb this ladder and up the staircase is the secret hatch leading outside.